Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. Cancer, you are tuned in for a forecast for the first half of February. We're going to tap in and see what you need to know as a general overview for the first 2 weeks in February. We'll then take a look at a career and finance spread for you guys. I'll also pull in any characters, individuals operating around you in the first 2 weeks of February that you might want to be aware of, Cancer, as well as a special edition at the end of this reading for my cross watchers. I will be tapping in and seeing what's the tea for my Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you could, please go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. And before we get up into your message, I like to say, if it don't apply, let it fly, Cancer. You know, take what resonates and leave the rest. So now that we got that out the way, let's get up into this message for my Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'll be pulling 10 cards from this Aquarius Tarot, and I'll break down your message from there, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with my Cancers in that first 2 weeks of February. What do they need to be aware of? I hope all is well with you guys. To my new viewers, welcome to the channel. To my returning viewers, welcome back. I greatly appreciate you guys. Yep. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 10 cards, please, for my Cancer collective. What do they need to know for the first 2 weeks of February? What do my Cancers have going on? Two more cards for my Cancers. All right, Cancer, let's get up into this message. So you receive the 7 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Coins, the 6 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Coins, the Hangman, as well as the 9 of Rods or the 9 of Wands. So I am picking up on a Cancer collective who has learned a lesson about revealing too much in their relationships too soon, giving too much too soon, wanting to sell the house, get married maybe at hello with someone, learning a lesson around having to deploy patience and going through seasons as it relates to or how they date, approach relationships, because you have had to endure some major losses, financially speaking, because of things not working out in a relationship, where you have some regrets as well as lessons, major lessons, especially with this 9 of Swords being here. 9 of Swords is what keeps you up at night. You can't go to sleep. You're tossing and turning. because there are things on your mind. And this Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, the one who has suffered quite a few struggles, bumps, bruises along the way or along their path, but they're still the winner. You know what I mean? They walk away with a certain amount of integrity, but they may have lost quite a bit financially, emotionally. Some relationships were lost, especially with this Six of Cups being in reverse. Some childhood friends that you once knew, used to be very close with, don't even speak to them anymore. Those relationships are being lost. You've suffered quite a bit, Cancer, and lost quite a bit. And you've learned just as much, I'll say. So the way you view things is very different as it relates to going into partnership, what it means as it relates to loyalty, commitment with a person. How you approach that is very different, very, very different by the time March rolls around, because something that you lose and have to re-establish is a lesson that you'll never forget. Like, you know, they say the loss of something is one of those lessons where you never want to feel like that again. Like, let's say you get evicted from your home because your home life was built around another person being happy with you. And the moment you stop making that person happy, they now want you out of their home. And the lesson that you learn is that you never give someone that amount of authority to control your residency, Cancer. And yeah, you have to start all over. You're asked to leave, and you may not even have anywhere to go. Or you have to come out of your pocket in ways that you weren't expecting. You might have to take out a loan. You might have to go ask family members for assistance, and that is bothering you. And this person and or individual is someone who you might have known for a very long time, and you did not think they would do this to you. Or it's the opposite, someone that you entered into a relationship with very quickly. Things escalated quickly. You guys love bombed each other, and then now you're living together within 6 months, only to now be at 9 months and you can't stand each other, or you realize that you don't see eye to eye on some fundamental principles as it relates to longevity, legacy, and building a life with someone. So either someone you've known for years is looking very different to you, like you're waking up next to this person as if they're a stranger, but you've known them 5, 10, 15 plus years, and you're looking at them in the middle of February like you just met them 2 weeks ago. They're a stranger to you now. Or someone that you met that you thought you knew in and out within a very short period of time, you're realizing, no, you didn't really know this person the way that you thought you did. And you're learning a lesson about that, about how to, like I said, approach partnership, relationship, and what it means to you, how you extend your heart to another. It's looking like someone is going to have to really put in some work and prove to you in the future, Cancer, that they are worthy of your legacy building and hard work and dedication and commitment and loyalty that you bring to the table. You are definitely reassessing how you approach dating, dealing, engaging by the middle of February. Yeah, because someone may have concealed something from you that was very important. Had you known this thing, you might have behaved or decided to operate differently with this person. and you feel like there was some level of bait and switch involved, where this person withheld information that they knew if they told you when you guys met, you might have parted ways right away. But they held on to that information, and then you're in love with them, and now you see, oh no, I don't think I can align my life with someone who thinks, behaves, or has whatever they knew was an issue that they were concealing from you to go forward to be my forever. Yeah. Because these nines being here right underneath each other, nines are like that level of independence, reflection into one's self. Nines represent self-reflection, individual journeys, right? Your own individual thoughts, not partnership, right? And the 10 is legacy building. So at one point, this was a person that you were considering heavily legacy building with, but not anymore, with the outcome being the 9 of Wands, because they've stressed you to a point and maybe even caused you to lose some finances by aligning with them and trying to build with them. You found yourself regressing, not progressing, financially speaking, with this individual, and you're like, I think we should part ways because we don't think the same way about legacy, money, how a household should be set up and ran. Yeah. So let's take a look at the characters impacting my Cancers in the first 2 weeks of February. The individuals around you that will have an impact to you. We're going to tap in via this character oracle deck. It's going to give me a little bit more as it relates to that overall spread that we just saw, Cancer. So let's see who is going to play a major impact or part in my Cancer's first 2 weeks of February. All right. Because when you met them, you thought you two were just perfectly yoked for each other. Something changed. Two more cards, please. Two more cards for my Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's get up into it. So for this spread, you received Avenger, Driver, Security Guard. Let me get these cards together. Let me just get them together. Yeah. Avenger, Player, Driver, Reader, Gambler, Repairman, Coach, Vendor, Genius, Security Guard. Okay, so a couple of different themes popping up in the first 2 weeks of February for my Cancer collective. The first one I want to call out is the driver and security guard. Be careful of speeding. You might get a parking ticket or a speeding ticket, pulled over in the first 2 weeks of February. So no driving intoxicated, Cancer, nothing like that. Be mindful. There may be an issue with a security stop where you just want to be careful operating out on the streets in your vehicle. So that's first things first. That's one message for some of you. With Gambler being here and Player, you took a chance on someone who may have had a reputation for being a player or being for the streets. You took a chance on someone whose personality is just not jiving with yours, where you might have saw certain things at the onset of the relationship about this person's personality or reputation that you ignored and you overlooked. And that's a part of that lesson that you learned. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to take my time in dating. When I get out of this situation, I'm going to take my time and look a little closer at the person I spend my time with, because, people show up in the early stages of a relationship perfect. I've heard someone refer to it as the representative. You send your representative for the first 6 months of dating. We put on a good face so that we can secure the relationship, and we're more enticing to the other person. We're more accommodating to the other person in the early stages of a relationship, right? So something that you saw in the early stages of the relationship, you kind of turned a blind eye to that with Gambler being here. You said, you know what? Yeah, I know that's what they say, but that's not always the case. So we're going to see. And you found out. There was something that someone was showing you as it relates to early stages of your relationship that you realize it came back and bit you in the butt later, right? There may also be someone operating around you with a certain amount of foresight that you can't understand how they know these things, with Genius being here. So this is someone who's intuitive as well as effective and influential, right? They know how to influence people as well as tinker with things as it relates to the mind, if that makes sense, right? And bringing in that intuitive sense. This person stays a few steps ahead of you, Cancer, and it may blow your mind how they know certain things that are going on with you that you didn't say. Or you, Cancer, possess a very special skill, like an engineer or something like that. I'm picking up on something along those lines, right? Somebody possess a very attractive skill in this partnership. Like maybe you have an amazing memory, or like a photographic memory is what I'm picking up on too, or someone who I forget what they call these individuals. I actually know somebody like this, where they're a human lie detector. That's what it is. They can pick up on someone lying by how their face moves. You know what I mean? Little gestures allow them to really zone in and sniff out what is true versus what's not. Right? So someone has an ability like that. Yeah, there's a lot going on for you, Cancer, in this first 2 weeks. You or someone else could be doing some research on how to jump into a new career path, which we are going to that spread next. So that's what I'm picking up on for a reader. And leveraging vendors and researching vendors. Some of you may be opening a bakery or starting some type of online store where you have to locate vendors to source this store. So a bit of that going on in the beginning of February, brainstorming around how to secure contracts, government contracts too, is what I'm picking up on. My cancers are really going to be in a state of innovation, and whatever you touch turns to gold. Like you have the Midas touch in early February. Cancer, you're not going to be focused on love. Your love life is going to be kind of in the toilet, for a lack of better terms. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the focus is going to be money, and standing up and documenting a blueprint for an entrepreneurial endeavor. I really also am picking up on some cancers who are wanting to go overseas and secure vendors from other countries and take a chance in that way. Yeah. Look up or study and invest some time in some negotiation skills, Cancer, because you're going to use this phase of your life where you're really bunkered down and focused on your career and get into the bag to repair your life in such a way. The Avenger card was the first card out, but it is like a motivator. This breakup or whatever happens, and you separate from this individual, is going to be a great motivation for you, Cancer, to get a lot of things done. You know how when you break up with somebody and somebody might have been talking trash about you, like, oh, you ain't nothing without me. And once you separate from that person, you be like, let me show you how much I am without you, right? And your life just begins to unfold in such a way financially and from a career perspective that was just not a thing while you were with this person. It's almost as if you were being stagnated or held back while you were with this person because of mindset differences with this person. I'm not saying this person was holding you back per se. It's just that the two pieces didn't fit. And because the two pieces didn't fit, they couldn't move to build legacy, to build prosperity, to build financial advancement between the two. But the moment that partnership, relationship breaks down and is no more, my cancers are going to be on fire as it relates to finances, career, and just building a plan for their long term like they've never been before. So let's see what's going on with your finances with this career and finance deck. And if you haven't done so already, Cancer, what you waiting on? Go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. But let's see what's going on with my Cancers, career and finance for the first 2 weeks of February. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's like the minute you let go of something and make space, if the blessings start to fill up in what was there. So you think you're losing something with that 5 of coins. There might be a financial loss, but you're going to gain so much more once a separation happens. Yeah, it's going to feel like a wish come true. You're going to gain some wisdom What I tell you, a lesson was going to be learned. The lesson was at the source and the theme of the read for your tarot spread. Yeah, this is legacy, long term. A journey that is going to be slow and winding, but very fulfilling once it's all said and done. Once it's all said and done, Cancer. So it may hurt right now, whatever you're going through, but it seems like it's going to produce some wealth for you. Wisdom, experience, a wish come true. Some of you may be going through a divorce. There is some type of separation of a partnership or a relationship. Getting a new skill. I told you education is here. All right, Cancer. So as it relates to your career and finance journey, you receive a wish come true, wisdom, journey, unfolding, long-term, wealth, success, roll the dice, education, and limitations. So the limitations, I'll start with that. I think we know what the limitations and the chains that are or were on you, Cancer, as it relates to your career progression. This relationship, whatever it is and or was limiting your movement as it relates to your wealth and your ability to just take some chances and get out there. It could have been that you were dealing with someone who was a pessimist. You know, I'm picking up on a dreamer that was in a relationship. The Cancer was the dreamer, the big dreams, you know, the type of dreams that scare you and intimidate people, right? And every big dream that you put up out there on the table, this person would tell you how it wouldn't work. It's not going to work because of this. They had a very antagonistic spirit and you just couldn't take it anymore. You felt like this was in the way or blocking you get into this wealth, or maybe you were doing this to someone and didn't realize it, Cancer. Someone may be pitching ideas to you and you are sharing some of your limiting beliefs or fears, if you will. Take it how it applies. Again, you'll know what fits and where it does. Anyway, this wish come true is what I was saying earlier. I know it hurts right now, Cancer, but it's a blessing in disguise. Whatever this disconnect, separation is, you have gained a hell of a lot of wisdom. It's worth its weight in gold, with wealth being here right up under wisdom. The journey that your life has been is perfect. It's symmetry. It's a symphony that has been more successful than you may believe it to be, Cancer. I'm picking up on a Cancer collective who is not necessarily agreeing with me right now. But the path and journey to success is a long one. It ain't over yet. And it's only prosperous if you keep going. You got to keep going. Can't give up. And in doing so, acquiring a new skill by way of taking a course, securing a certification, maybe, Cancer, may help break also some of your limitations. You may be limited in certain spaces at the job because you don't have a level of education. Well, now, if you're not in this relationship no more, ain't no time like the present for you to enroll and get started, buckle down, take your behind to school, and dedicate yourself to creating the life financially that you want to lead. I'm also picking up on stop getting advice about money from people who don't have money. If you talking to your friends about money and they are not wealthy, that's not the group of individuals you should be having a financial conversation with. You don't go to people who are not successful in relationships about relationship advice. You don't go to the baker to get a jewel appraised. You go to the person who is skilled in that expertise to get their guidance. So that is your financial message, Cancer. But we are going to close it out with that cross-watcher edition that I promised. So for you cross-watchers out there that want to know what's going on with my Cancers, the things that I haven't said, the things they want to keep close to the vest, maybe. Yeah, how they moving in silence, somebody being quiet. We're going to get up into the cross-watcher edition and section of this read for my Cancer collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's the T on my Cancers. What don't they want you to know? What may they have a challenge in admitting to the outside world? Sorry, Cancer, I'm about to expose you a little bit. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's the T on my Cancers? Again, they don't want nobody to know what they got going on. They moving in silence. Sorry, Cancer, I'm about to get nosy. Why they want to keep so quiet, Spirit? What's the T on my Cancers? All right, so for my cross watchers, the Cancers received moves in silence, girl fight, boss daddy, shine, thief, same shit, different day, always partying, unbothered, travel, legal issues. Okay, so it's a few things going on up in here. And it's a few different messages for a few different people, I'm sure. But first things first, I'm picking up on a Cancer who is spying on maybe their significant other by way of downloading an app to that person's phone and secretly spying on them. So much, and they're getting enough dirt and information that there is a fight that could probably pop off between two individuals. Yeah, somebody spying and they went looking, they found something and they want to fight. Somebody wants to fight. And it don't feel like they want to fight their significant other. They want to fight the person that their significant other is. I don't pick up cheating, but maybe there's a person in Cancer's background where The Cancer is not necessarily dismissing this person, and they're allowing enough space for someone to flirt. And I'm picking up on a spouse who wants to check it for the Cancer if the Cancer is not going to. Like, yeah, excuse me, he's married. A spouse stepping to the person who may be just being a little too friendly with this Cancer. But, the Cancer is leaving the space for this person to do this. They know what they're doing. Sorry, Cancer. Gotta expose you. Boss daddy. Somebody likes the attention of maybe two girls fighting over them. Fighting for their attention. Yeah. The fact that this feels like a work thing, but someone really gets off on the fact that it's private. They love that everybody else around them is unaware of what's going on. That's a part of the turn on, right? It could be a silent or quiet work affair that's going on with two people, and nobody's the wiser. And that really drives a lot of the passion with this Cancer. They like that nobody else knows what's going on with them and this individual. Yeah. With this first 5 cards with Shine and Thief, somebody trying to steal my Cancer's person's shine, or at least whoever you're in a relationship with, Cancer, they feel the need to check and shut down some people that might be lurking around you. Yeah. So for my cross watchers out there, if you're wondering if there is, or like someone who maybe the Cancer is not being forthright about, that might be flirting with them at work or something like that, there's something going on where it's innocent, but it's not, right? Somebody is right there at the line. They ain't crossed the line, but they at the line with a particular person. Also, there's a small few of you who, or my Cancers, who are having some legal issues. Some of my Cancers are planning a trip that they don't want people to know about. They planning a private vacation, maybe somewhere with someone. I'm picking up on someone who was on a trip and maybe encountered some legal issues while away. Yeah. But they want to appear as if nothing's wrong and everything's fine. Somebody might have been out on vacation and got arrested while they were out of town because they were out partying. But they came back like nothing was wrong. Da 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 da. Yeah, same shit, different day. Oh, nope. Everybody asking the Cancer, how was your trip? Oh, it was fine. When some crazy shit went down while they were away to the point that they got arrested. Remember, I talked about a parking ticket. You could have got pulled over while out of town, right? And that parking ticket comes back to bite you in the butt. Maybe you was somewhere you wasn't supposed to be. And when that parking ticket comes in the mail, your spouse gets a hold of it. And they start looking at it like, it's a picture of your car. And you're not the only person in this picture, in this vehicle. I thought you were on a work trip. Could be something like that. Get you caught up. And you need a lawyer because now you about to go through a divorce. Again, that's drastic, but take it how it resonates. Again, I'm speaking to my cross watchers out there, so I'm speaking as if I'm telling you, cross watcher, about what's going on with this Cancer that they don't want you to know. Yeah, they showing up in front of their friends and family as if everything's fine, but they damn sure got some things to hide. And again, I don't pick up on them hiding because they've completely crossed that line. But they don't want their significant other to find these things, because then their significant other may have some leverage in an area that this Cancer don't want that person to have, because then they have a leg to stand on in an argument, right? So I'm saying again, think back to the tarot spread where the Cancer did an about face and is breaking down this relationship, don't want to be in this partnership. But when they started down the road of this relationship, everything was amazing. They just were head over heels, so in love. And then again, something changes. There's a lot of that going on throughout my entire collective, where, it was all good when we started dating. 6 months go by, we not friends no more. And somebody wants to know what's going on. And the reason that the Cancer is providing as far as why they no longer want to be in this partnership is not necessarily the full truth by way of this spread. There's something else going on in the background where somebody might want to fight. Somebody definitely likes the attention and the secrecy and the thrill of it being a secret is also in the mix here for a small few of you. So take it how it resonates. And thief, don't be concerned about you cross watcher being robbed by a Cancer outside of maybe more than time. You may be feeling like this Cancer wasted my time and it had some awareness. It's a yes and no on that, where this Cancer has learned a lot about themselves along the way, and they did see certain things at the beginning. Remember, if you've been watching this reading from the beginning, when I was actually talking to Cancer, I told the Cancer there were some red flags that you saw at the onset of this relationship that you ignored. So there was some awareness there. So that message is for my cross watchers. And if you have anything else, I would love to hear about it in the comments and how this all unfolds for you. But that is your message, Cancer. And until next time, I hope this helps. Peace.